The rest is history. And what a beautiful vista it is in the background, as crisp and as fine a blue as you'll see. And just beyond the corner, we can see from the commentator's booth the Indian Ocean.
Good.
And what a venue, what a day it is, Fudge.
A big battle with that man, Koma and Giant Mtyanda. Great to see him back on the pitch.
Game now begun. And Keenan Murray, just 20 years old he is, born around these areas in Craddock. First recipient. Koma. He had a great Varsity Cup in my opinion. Stapelberg, now coming quickly. De Haas, he himself played for CUT this year in the Varsity Cup. CUT were certainly the surprise package of this year's competition. Ball now transported across the field.
Livade, no hands, 6.
Tapiwa Mafura. Stapelberg. De Haas. Some structure from the Cheetahs immediately. We heard that the Elephants were going to be the ones trying to bash it up. They said they're playing against a bunch of students.
Advantage inside.
De Haas now again. The Phasers racking up a good calm start from the Cheetahs. They're not making too much forward ground.
12 offside. 12.
That being Yuri van Vieren, caught offsides. Cheetahs showing their intent nice and early into this game. They've shown great purpose, sticking to their structures, executing very well, although not going anywhere. They have the support to keep the Phasers going.
James, how many?
That just puts pressure on the EP Kings to keep their defense right up to scratch.
Over the top. Oh, bashed up. Shlaile Mpafi, he's a former Bulldogs player. He's a great ball runner. And on the bench is Baltina for the EP Elephants. He's also a good runner. So it's great to see both hookers, the starting and hooker off the bench, perhaps bashing it up. Richmond Goro knocked back there.
Leave at 6.
Gora, Zono, Dukisa, showing his fly-half skills. Whoa, almost a brilliant take. Just came off the fingertips of Diego Williams.
Unlucky there, but that's what Ntabeni Dukisa, the 30-year-old, brings to this lineup. At number 12, they can use that option on the outside if the Cheetahs wingers are not in the right position. If they're a little bit too deep and there's space for the attacking side wingers, they can use that option with Dukisa, having played at 10 wing and at fullback. Some Pro 14 experience for the Kings this year at fly-off. So a lovely asset to have an inside center. $52 kilos, the difference in pack weight. Going the side of Eastern Province Elephants. Will that make a difference? Most people say it's not about size, rather about technique. I guess it's about getting the balance right.
Crouch. 5. Sit.
Oh, here's the first push rather. And it ends on the floor.
Wanna move?
For the big boys of the EP Elephants versus the inexperienced up-and-coming youngsters of the Cheetahs. Although Cheetahs are young, they do have good Pro 14 experience in Bone Venter and Elrich de Jager.
5. 6.
Second attempt.
No
This time
stability.
it's a short arm. Take it quickly. Visa. Stapelberg. Quickly through the hands. Kutsia. Oh, Mafura's pass just... Wouldn't it have been delicious if Olengo got hold of that?
You've got an option.
And Fudge, you were telling me Olengo has a brilliant story behind his comeback to rugby recently.
Scrum or line out.
Oh, definitely he does. And Tapiwa Mafura unable to find his winging partner, Jamba Olengo. Jamba won't be too happy with how high that pass was. But what a story coming from him. He had to go all the way to Sweden to get one of the best knee surgeons in the world to help him out with a knee injury that just wasn't coming right. He had just become a Springbok, and a huge South African success story, and definitely for Free State as well, him being back on the pitch.
Crouch. 5. 6. Steady.
Gora.
Use.
He feeds, has to reach into it. Zono, I like the pace that the Elephants are running onto the ball. Buerta. And yet again, a pass not going to hand.
They look to have a bit of space on the outside. Unfortunately, Mike Makase unable to take this pass, and it just goes a little bit off target from Michael Buerta, 20-year-old, old Selbornian. Played Border Craven Week and also played in the SRC last year. So a wonderful talent out at fullback for the Elephants.
Crouch. 5. 6.
Fed by De Haas. Stapelberg. Cut up pass. Presented well back. And taking it in a quite flat-footed position. Player parked down. Deft hand spat out again, and in these first few minutes, not seeing the greatest handling.
Play on.
Tekisa. Tekisa's played in the Kings, and that was a good offload. Makase now keeping it alive. The final pass. Buerta! Now we talking. EP Elephants come to the party. And some champagne rugby in that play.
Michael Buerta finishes off some play, but how champagne is this? Rokoua, Meli Roko with his trademark pass out wide, but great vision to find Michael Buerta on the inside. Runs a great supporting line. It's fantastic work from Mike Makase to free his hands. And look at Meli Rokoua, he just draws the man in, gives enough time to Zono to find Michael Buerta on the inside, and it's great reactions and a great counter-attack play from the EP Elephants.
Kick put over. You talk about trademark pass of Rokoua. Just before the game, we were looking at the final try and the victory against Edinburgh that he made. Well, and he put out that final pass. Here, we see the build-up, and this is Meli Rokoua to a T.
There it is. So good to watch. Brilliant rugby player.
Option.
The restart, not the dream restart from the Cheetahs, out on the full.
Turn. Option. Scrum.
And the Cheetahs struggling to get out of their own half. Eastern Province have capitalized already from camping down in this half for the full 10 minutes. Take nothing away from the Cheetahs. They are also playing into a breeze which is picking up in speed. EP Kings with a great opportunity, two sides to attack to.
Crouch. Bye. Sit.
The scrum better this time. As I
3 on his
say
knees
that.
going down. 3 on his knees going down. Get him off, get him off. And off.
Well, Luvuyo Pupuma, who's also played Pro 14 for the Kings, played for the Lions as well before, struggling a little bit against Bone Fenter. There goes his knees. Bone Fenter beating him in that battle, able to withstand the pressure. EP Elephants want to fix
How
that.
many, James?
Bone Fenter, one of 3 changes to the starting 15 this week. Him, Armour, and Kutsia all pushed players onto the bench. In this case, he moved Cameron Dawson to the bench. Now, strong defense from the Elephants. De Haas whips it out. Erich de Jager, who himself's played some Pro 14, snaffled up. Some bursts of pace, Diego Williams. Kick over the top. There is a chase, and there is a red and black hoop jersey racing up.
Play on.
Mafura read it. Oh, the game's staying alive, staying exciting. Some deft stepping.
No, lads. Sit.
Now slowed down. Stapelberg hasn't found touch. Buerta runs into the approaching ball, takes it, gets out the pass. Now Makasi. Makasi.
No, careful, careful. Just, guys, get out. 8, calm down, please. 2, calm
Few
down.
of the big boys
Yeah, just calm down.
starting to get a little bit
Hold
frustrated.
in touch.
These teams meet each other quite a few times in a year.
Line's middle, open up.
Look at this tackle though.
We've got
Solid tackle coming in from
5,
Van
James.
Stapelberg. Uses the touchline to its maximum effect.
play on, play on.
Taken by Visa. Visa is the older
Start it
brother of
straight.
Stormers, current Stormers player, Kobus Visa.
Use it once.
Of course, to be mistaken with our colleague, former Bok of the same name, and he's burst through the center. Hug it! What a tank he is, the pass gets out. Van der Merwe whips it out, Stapelberg. Flung over the top, Ulengo. I'm really excited to see him, some opportunities to run today. Pumped up by Van der Merwe, Stapelberg takes contact. Quickly recycled. Mafura, both wings today, particularly Mafura, have been getting involved. Lovely hands from De Jager. Could swap that 3 for a 10. Stapelberg. Visa. 10% of heels from him. His pass is mad. Now the Elephants. Oh, lovely juggling act. Well held on there.
Just like that. Holding on.
But too well held on. He held on to it in the juggle, but then on the ground as well.
As Luvuyo Pupuma did good work to support and to hold on to the ball, but unfortunately left hanging with and isolated.
Just a
Not
more.
enough support around him. You see Yuri van Vuren
Guys,
there,
let's
but
get a
he's
bit of
passed the
gap
ball.
here. Just hold on.
Misalim
Let's set up and up.
Pafi comes in to help his fellow front rower. It's a little bit too late.
5, James,
so the
5.
Cheetahs in a great position.
One out, one out.
Cheetahs will fancy their chances now.
Ball.
Murray did well. It was quite a high
5, get out.
throw for him to catch. Ball now set up. Doing their best to wheel it infield. Van der Merwe appears to be in control of it. 5 meters out. Van Niekerk
Tackle.
crawls forward. 4 meters out. Bashed up. Great line there by Rantako. And stolen.
That's a 4th pass. 4.
So they'll have another go. EP Elephants' defense has been so impressive. They've had troubles with it over the past year or so. Not able to communicate, always being in 6s and 7s, and they've really started this game looking like a force that is going to be very difficult to crack through.
John Tianda had actually been saying at the beginning of the season he fancies his team's chances of winning this competition. Last year they had a poor season. And certainly a lot of effort has been put in to turn things around.
Set. Movement both sides. Guys, you need to wait for the ball. Okay. You already went for free kick for going early. Wait for the ball.
For the referee, Ruhan Meirung, who used to be a first-team fly-off, actually knows quite a bit about scrums. The way he manages the scrum and communicates to the player is so important, and he does that so well. So hopefully we'll see that battle continue in the front row.
Crouch! Five! Set!
To Haas. Feeds Haas. A big push from the Elephant. Picked up nonetheless. Great pass! And Ulengo strikes back for the Cheetahs.
Chamba Ulengo, who looks quite nonchalant after that try. It's a big moment for him. A great scrummage. The EP Kings looked like they did a little bit better, but not enough. Caught napping on the blind side. Great awareness for Richmond Gora to put Ulengo away. Oh yes, he's back.
Well, you may have seen him dancing there with Tapira Mafura. Mafura, when he was at Pika, had a different handshake with every single member of his team and coach. So I suspect that's a trademark with Ulengo as well. Now, Stapelberg. Oh, he's done it. Fine kick. And we've got an even game.
Well, Chamba Ulengo finished off this fantastic scrummaging from Bone Fenter, who seems to be winning that battle against Luvuyo Pupuma. Great work, though, Richmond Gora to find that man. He's made a huge comeback. Good to see the big man still scoring tries.
The restart. Snapped up by
Backwards,
Haas. Gone to the earth.
Back from Cheetahs, knock on by you.
This is brilliant opportunity for Eastern Province to get back into the game, back into the lead.
Guys, you were willing.
Unfortunate knock-on coming from Diego Williams. He does so well in the loose. Look at his reaction speed, so quick to react and almost gets that ball back for his side. Fortunately, the Cheetahs will have an opportunity to get out of jail here, being put under pressure from a very well-taken kickoff.
Say, brilliant pace from Williams. I'd mistakenly thought the knock-on had come from the Cheetahs. So this wonders what they'll do. Stapelberg not standing too deep.
On it.
He won't go for the kick first time around. Rather, it's bashed up. Malu van Niekerk. Now the kick comes in, but it's a short stab. And just overcooked it.
Nice penalty going down
2 foot earlier. Could have been
going
on.
down far side.
The wind making it quite difficult, and it seems the EP Elephants aren't able to predict that happening. Cheetahs have clearly have a strategy that they're trying to stick to, which is to play that rugby and try to look for the space behind the Cheetahs, having their wingers and fullback deep.
You need to work on your eye, gents.
EP Elephants coming second best at that battle in the front row so far.
Landre Huggett, the captain. Well, that's got out quickly. Stoppelberg. Van Niekerk takes a big hit, shrugs it off, carries on going. He's been showing his physicality in his first 20 minutes. Pick and drive, earns an extra few meters. Backline is split. De Jager, one of a couple Free State players that actually come from the Eastern Cape. He was born in Uitenhage. Whoa!
First defense, tackler to roll.
So Darren Adonis saved his life there.
So I can't allow the contest if the tackler doesn't
Meli Rokoa.
First
His
defense,
nickname
tackle out.
at the EP Kings, it being Xhosa province, is Melikaya Rokoa. And you can tell us what that means, Anton Taylor.
Ah, he's a funda. He who has responsibility for standing up and representing his house. I think, well, that's my translation.
No, it's brilliant, and he does feel right at home at the EP Elephants. There you see him playing the number 9. You can't do that, and really an unforced penalty, and it's putting the EP Elephants under huge pressure, finding themselves back in the 22.
Huggett, Palmer.
More! Okay, use it, yeah, use it. It's your
Palmer has a great nickname. It's Fudge, if you can believe it. And he's a lock. I mean, does it get any better? Good, some impetus with the Cheetahs. Visa. And they're really testing that strong EP defense. De Haas, so quick, sniping run. Van der Merwe, himself a product of Nelspruit.
Get out.
And a penalty.
7.
What will they decide? De Haas takes it quickly, needs to justify it. Oh, just short he is. Someone will have to come in and scrum off. Stoppelberg, over! Cheetahs now into the lead.
Theo Stoppelberg. Flyer finishes off phase play. It's textbook rugby from the Cheetahs.
Yes, sir.
Orma does really well to play it, but Stoppelberg has so much work to do and is able to just drop below those 3 EP Elephants players.
How far you've got that? Let's work on that.
So the EP Elephants being their own worst enemy so far, giving away that penalty in the Cheetahs half and now conceding what looks like will be 7 points.
Stoppelberg, yet again, our kickers on form today, both sides.
Well, the Cheetahs had no right to be this deep in the 22. It was an unforced error. It gave away a penalty. Orma does well to pass it into the breadbasket for Stoppelberg. He does brilliantly to show some strength. Goes straight for the line. So good try for the Cheetahs. EP Elephants will want to do a little bit better on defense with discipline.
Zono. And well chased up, as we've been seeing. Cheetahs a bit of a head of steam.
Contest.
Their structure starting to pay off. Stoppelberg. Oh, I was about to say brilliant hands.
Goes forward.
What about that man, the number 5 for the Cheetahs? I don't know if you remember him from the Sevens last year at the end of the year. He was magnificent. Keenan Murray for the Shimlas. Good to see him coming through the ranks.
Legends.
Just takes his eye off of it.
Blood stop on for 2 Cheetahs.
Mike Makase is there, and Keenan Murray handles the ball wonderfully, takes his line-out ball brilliantly, and it's not going to be easy against the likes of Giant Mkyanda, the EP Elephants captain, who I played against quite a bit. And I tell you what, for a man who's 139 kgs, he competes the front of that line out harder than most of the other locks I played against. And John, so a little disappointing not seeing him getting up for the EP Elephants, allowing the Cheetahs to take their ball. But let's not take anything away from Keenan Murray, the number 5. He's only 20 years old, the Craddock-born youngster. Really good to see him making his debut here for the SRC, or rather joining the squad this year. It's good to see him in action. One to look out for the future, I'm sure.
But you just think the heart goes out to the props who are going to have to lift up 139 kilogram and Tianda, work on the shoulder presses.
I always used to wonder how they did it, but I tell you what, Giant Mtyanda, he gets up in the front of that line out. Brilliant competitor.
5, 6.
Richmond Gora played for the Griffins in the Free State in Craven Week. Goes on a sniping little run, gets out the pass. Van Wyk. Buerta smashed, but Mayinje cleans it up. The Giant walks over his opposite number 5. We were just talking about that battle. Dekisa, Buerta, Van Wyk. Van Wyk can't stop, won't stop. Gora. Now some good play from the Elephants. Yuri van Vuuren, he played Pro 14 just last weekend. Taking it at pace. 10 meters out.
Good
Can
contest. Back of White.
the EP side do it? Now it's Walemu. His nickname is Big. So they've got Giant and Big. And that man, Giant, takes it. Cut out the pass. Gora. Zono. Melikaya. Rokoua. Diego Williams. Quite exciting play from EP. Over the top. Brilliant play. What a game.
Well, hopefully Mike Makasa is okay. The name of the game is to keep your hands on the ball, keep possession. Brilliant skills to get it out wide, and Mike Makasa just gets over the line. But they went through the phases. Their shape was really good at ruck time. The passing was brilliant. We saw Giant Mtyanda also change it up and pass it out wide. So Chumani Boy, the coach, said it's going to be important for the EP Elephants to have cohesion between the backs and forwards, them getting it really spot on with that last play.
And Oliver Zono, a beautiful story coming up through the border development. Went to Eyabantu High, the school for the people today. The kick for the people just not going over, so there's a 2-point difference. Makasi looks like he's in some trouble.
Gora gets it out wide, but look at the work from Yuri van Vuuren. Brilliant play to get it out wide to Mike Makase. EP Kings showing great cohesion between backs and forwards in that last play.
2 points in, and this game has not been a disappointment. Zono, and we had just mentioned, pumps it out. And isn't it great, Fudge, to see Zono? He's really the face of border rugby development, and the amount of effort that's been put into developing rugby in the areas.
Spot on. And one of the success stories also of the Eye of the Tiger Rugby Academy. Good to see him in action.
Bit messy, but Boan Venter, who scored a try for the Kings, took it. And now we're seeing Olengo. He's starting to get warmed up. Stapelberg feeds Venter again. De Haas, Stapelberg, Kutsia moved higher Olifant. Moved him from the side rather. Well, the forward showing some skills. Orma. Graceful boy he is. De Haas had options on both sides. Gives it to Venter. Rather it's to Joche.
No, 7.
That's been
Guys, first defense, Douglas out.
illegally taken. Huggett took it quickly. Good presence of mind by him. De Haas. Oh, that's unexpected error.
So they played quick. We saw him on a brilliant run. CJ Kutsia doesn't keep his eyes on
good, but
the ball and knocks it on, but maybe not the right option for Huggett, who is the captain, to take it quickly there. Going into the last 10 minutes of the first half, so maybe slow the game down.
The third one, Douglas not rolling.
But here we see Mike Makase limping off.
Sorry?
I really hope he's okay.
No, the fetcher is fine.
Good player from Keiskamma Hook, played from the Kolo High. He's got some Pro 14 experience as well. Had a fantastic debut against Ulster. Hopefully he's okay. Dawson comes on now. Venter also comes on for Huggett. Early changes. Can only wonder if that's strategic. Both sides now making those changes, so it is rolling subs today. Just a reminder, don't be startled. We'll be seeing it throughout this match. Look, we did mention it's quite warm, also quite humid, but that wind definitely helping to cool the sweat off of these big men's bodies as they run around here.
So I'm gonna slow it down even more. Crouch. Bye. Sit. What's that? Play on. No, 7.
Taken by Van Beek.
Yes.
EP Kings do well to win it back. They keep it tight as they look to exit. Gora with the high kick. The wind pushes it. Good chase coming in from Tabeni Tukisa. The Cheetahs swing it wide. CJ Kutsia again. He gets taken by Meli Rokua.
And now De Haas whips it out. Brilliant bit of play there. Loved hearing Fajma Ben's smooth voice.
Release.
In control. Oh, and another error from the Cheetahs, completely unforced.
Cheetahs' unforced errors really starting to add up now. Nothing wrong with that pass coming from Ruben De Haas. Quentin Forster just not getting it right.
And here we have some legends. They used to play for Kwaru. Amongst them, Jack Jerry's, Edgar Salia, Nellis Duplessis, Fred Amsterdam, and Basil Dacian. So these are legends of the community, legends of Kwaru. And, you know, part of the Supersport Challenge, we keep on reiterating, it's about the communities. Also played for SWD back in the day, and these men, they really embody what community rugby is about. And you see this stand in the background. All those people would not be here were it not for men like that.
Enjoying their time here, aren't they, Anton?
They've certainly earned it. Now Oliver Zono. Dukisa. The final pass didn't quite go to hand. Came over Rantako's boot. Mikey Buerta, Selborne boy in possession, chips it up. This should be interesting. Where's it going to bounce? Straight to Jumbo Lengo. Buerta did well to take him by the bootstraps. Stapelberg. Mafura stood in at scrum half. Stapelberg, cut out pass. Bounced fortuitously. And Otsile Rantako, bit of running in him.
Picked it up, Bolsa.
Yuri van Vuren now takes it. All sorts of pressure on Richmond Gara.
Step.
Zono, who has played scrum half.
No.
They were moving backwards and then naughty Cheetah's hands.
Going over and playing it on the ground.
No, Lindo Kuhle Welemu, although taken backwards, does really well to place the ball far behind. Cheetahs unable to capitalize on that good pressure coming from them. That is a massive kick. Now watch Lindo Kuhle Welemu. It's a big hit coming in from Quinton Forster. Look how he makes it difficult for that ball to be stolen by placing it so far. The Cheetahs aren't able to keep on their feet. They'll give them the penalty. Right up in the Cheetahs 22. Some rare possession. Good chance to attack now for the EPL.
They adjusted. Play on. They adjusted.
The throw-in goes awry. That's an opportunity missed.
No, it's off his boot.
Pick and drive. Marnus van der Merwe. He's 107 kilograms. And he normally plays at hooker. He was playing for the the Cheetahs at hooker this year. Actually quite mobile. He can play flank. He's made the adjustment. Bashing it up are the Cheetahs.
Ball there.
It seemed to me today, my assessment, Fudge, which you can disagree with, is that the Cheetahs, the Elephants have had moments of excitement, flashes are brilliant, but the Cheetahs just a little bit, I say it as they knock on, but a little bit more structured, I feel. What do you think?
Look, 100%, Anton, and what that does, and I'm sure you've been able to see it throughout this game, is it opens up space out wide. So they're doing that very well. It almost seems as if they've checked a weakness in that. So Johan van Wyk comes onto the pitch with 4 more minutes to go. He comes off for Luvuyo Popuma, who looked like he was struggling just a little bit with the scrummaging. He seemed to get it right in the last 20 minutes of that first half, but it'll be interesting to see now what happens in these last 3 minutes. EP Elephants finally have their balls, their hand on the balls.
5, 6.
Haven't had much possession. What can they do with it?
Now whipped out. Gora, Buerta. Stapelberg. Big kick, but beneath it, alive to the threat is Oliver Zono. Decides to step. Into big Cameron Dawson. It's been quickly turned over. Presented beautifully. Van der Merwe. Olengo. He comes in with such pace. What a pass as well off the ground. Rantako. De Haas. Stapelberg. Van Niekerk. He goes down. Kutsia bashes in. De Haas out to Mafura. Decides to change direction. Gives up to Palmer. Palmer hold out a little bit. But the penalty now. If they were to stay calm, it would be a good opportunity to go for 3 points with the boot, the handy boot of Stapelberg.
Right, it looks like they've chosen to go for touch. I'm not so sure that's the right decision. I mentioned how the EP Kings have a very good line out. Keenan Murray, although only 20, is mesmerizing at line-out time, but I think rather take the 3 points. You're about to play with the wind behind you. Let's see how it goes.
Feinter.
Ronnie, 7 from the side.
De Haas. Several players cut up, and it's Coetzee. Through, and oh goodness me! Van Niekerk, Mafura! Fortune favors the brave. And the Free State Cheetahs rewarded for the option not to go for the 3 points.
So now this is a warning now. No, 7 from the side, so it's repeated infringements now.
Look at that. Should not be able to get through the middle of the rack like that, but Marlu van Niekerk does brilliantly, and in the end finds Tapiwa Mafura, the man from Harare, who finishes well.
Stapelberg, who's born in Framesby, easily puts it over, and what a fine ending that is for the Cheetahs.
See Mafura finishing off from a good line-out take from Koma. So they extend their lead now to 9 points. We have huge advantage playing with the wind behind them, the Cheetahs, in the second half.
Ruan Baring's decided we're going to have another play. So Oliver Zono sends it high, goes over Keenan's Murray's head, and that is the half. Well, it started off so well for the Elephants, and had it not been for a try in the 40th minute, we would have been ending at a 2-point game. But the Cheetahs in the first half just a bit more structured, and ultimately at half-time in Mossel Bay, the Cheetahs lead Eastern Province 21 points to 12. The rest is history. What a beautiful day it is for rugby, and to celebrate our mothers at halftime in the Supersport Challenge in Mossel Bay. Free State lead the EP Elephants 21 points to 12. And the first half was a cracker, and we've got 40 minutes left. Well, the mothers, the ladies that make the world go round, are being celebrated. Fudge Mabeta, I'm in the booth with you today. Isn't it a privilege to be here today?
It's awesome, really amazing atmosphere. Great to see the Kwaru legends coming out here, being able to be seen as the heroes they are to these communities. We saw the ocean earlier. Wow, beautiful, Anton. And also the rugby has also been brilliant. Good to see two equally matched sides coming up against each other. EP Elephants will have a lot of work to do. Ernst Stapelberg has kicked well into the wind. They now have the wind behind their backs. The wind seems to just be increasing as we carry on into the afternoon. So it'll become a little bit easier for Darren Adonis, fullback of the Cheetahs. That man's going to have to lead from the front. Giant Mkanda. Xander Force want to do a little bit better with scrums. EP Elephants struggled in the first half with their scrums. So interesting to see what the Cheetahs do. Can they capitalize and implement their strategy, execute it?
Giant.
Or will they carry on just playing the ball as they have?
Ernst Stapelberg begins the second half. The chase is good. but so is the take. Reinhard van Wyk, who started his rugby in the youth levels with Limpopo Blue Bulls. He takes it. Now it's a Fijian, Rocco Ua, who's been giving some fantastic offloads today and this season. Gives it to Tristan Fourie. Had a good season with NMU this year. Ndokushle Welumu rather. He went to Cambridge High School, one of the good feeders in the border area. Gora looked around a bit. Tukisa, it's been spilt forward. Cheetahs onto it quickly. Adonis, flat pass to Stapelberg. Now being hunted, Jumbo Alengo's got the running legs going. Tristan Fourie, a bit too lackadaisical. Now it's been stolen, Stapelberg.
That goal!
And I'm afraid the Elephants there guilty of being a little bit too chilled. Adonis fires it out. De Haas delayed the pass. That's Quinton Forster. He had a good season for CUT this year. Kutsia bashes, gets out the pass. Murray. Pick and drive. Cheetahs look dangerous. Yes, there can be a turnover now. They could very well score. Visa. Defense did well there on him. But just building. Working it up, the pass up. Alengo, he's got one try thus far, gets up the pass. Van Niekerk. De Haas. Finds Dawson. Held up and may have been, well, it was almost ripped out. De Haas with a deft backhand pass. De Boert played for Shimlers this season. Smashed up, and credit to the defense of the Elephants. It's been holding up as Visa has a go. Now to the back line, Stapelberg. That's a penalty, I assume, for offsides, but we're going to have a look.
And I'm sure the EP Elephants will be getting a warning. Yep, well, there it goes. Ruan Meiring says no need for a warning. Been too many penalties now, most of them for offsides. So I agree with him. That's Richman Gora, the number 9, coming off. Cheetahs, the patience they're able to show, presence of mind, total contrast to what's happening with the EP Elephants. Audacious decision making. I don't know if it was Michael Botha or Tristan Fourie earlier, but definitely shouldn't be letting that ball bounce or stay in field. You take it, you go out if you must. Fortunately, the defensive lines have been strong.
Not now.
Cheetahs have been predictable, keeping it with the forwards, but also keeping their finger on that pressure. Well executed game plan from the Cheetahs.
And this really some trouble for EP. I'm assuming it'll be Zono that goes into the scrum off position. Dekisa, as we've said, he often plays 10. But now one man short. Cheetahs. Visa walks it over. And immediately the effect of the one-man advantage used by the Cheetahs. And that is Jasper Visa who scored.
Scrummaging has been strong for the Cheetahs. They were looking for that left shoulder. Jasper Visa runs brilliantly at the back of that scrummage. Good play from the Cheetahs. Kept it going through the phases. Kept knocking on the door, and the EP Elephants unable to absorb the pressure.
Now Ernst Stapelberg to take it to 28. All of a sudden, even game, starting to stretch away from the Elephants. Yep, he's up for it. He's a veteran and he is a fine kicker.
Brilliant. It came from the scrum. Jasper Visser picks it up and shows strength to get over the line. But a great chase coming in from Jamba Ulengo, the Springbok, number 11 for Cheetahs earlier. And unfortunately, some audacious decision-making from the back three of the EP Elephants. Richman Gora taking a chill pill.
More!
Well, heard a murmur through the crowd as the contact happened of that take. The Cheetahs have formed a really handy ball here. They've been told to use it. De Haas, Stapelberg, Van Niekerk, Visser, the try scorer. Waiting for it was Bertie de Boot. He went to Oakdale, which is sort of down the road. Now Quinta Forster, himself a product of Paul Boys High, who took a beating this weekend at the hands of Gray. Oh, lovely defense from the Cheetahs, Elephants. But still, the Cheetahs with that form, with that structure. Marlu van Niekerk. It's now the 7th phase. Stapelberg finds Kutsia. He's a strong runner. Just something inexorable about the way the Cheetahs are playing. Manus van der Merwe. De Boot. Mafura, Van Niekerk, Ulengo. Van Niekerk, and brilliant interplay. Oh, we used the word champagne earlier, and once again, this time it's the Cheetahs with beautiful interlinking.
Jamba Ulengo is just textbook. You can tell he's a class ahead of the rest. It just comes down to his decision making, his positional play. Superb to watch. Look at how he draws two players here. He's able to offload it. It's good rugby, and unfortunately the EP Elephants starting to look like legs are getting a little bit heavier now. "100% for Theo Stapelberg so far, and 100% for the Cheetahs in their execution of their game plan and strategy.
Stapelberg now to add to, and that is just a textbook. That is a masterclass in kicking from Stapelberg. Doesn't that just sum up how the Cheetahs have performed? Ulengo with the brilliant pass outside, goes down the line. Look at Ulengo's decision making. Doesn't go outside, takes out the touchline as an extra defender, and puts away his inside center, Marlu van Niekerk. Beautiful play from the Cheetahs. Oliver Zono, who said his hero is Carlos Spencer, kicks it off. It's been spat forward by the Cheetahs. Sonwabo Majola, man born in Uitenhage.
It's over now.
Now it's Tristan Fourie. Fourie is a certified tennis coach. Visa almost took her life there. That's some deft stepping at the last moment, avoided it. Zono now tries his own stepping as Bertie de Bod, who's made an impact since coming to the field, rushes up. Reinhard van Wyk takes it. And it's a turn of Anele Lungisa. Dukisa brings in some energy. Rokaua says his favorite word is braai. Papuma, bit messy, bit of miscommunication. Oh, there were some real flashes of excitement from the Elephants there.
There were some flashes. Lungisa offloads well, looking for support well, but it is going to get scrappy. You need to earn the right to pass the ball around like that. And that's exactly what the Cheetahs have done. They've kept it close. They've gone through the phases, which gives the outside back some space. Unfortunately, the EP Elephants not getting it right. That's the man they need to put away. Melikaya Rokoua, a danger man if you've ever seen one. They need to bring their forwards in. They've got Giant Mkyanda. They've got big boys in Pupuma, Mpafi, and Foss in the front row. Just not taking advantage of that, and it's getting a little bit scrappy. Cheetahs have taken advantage of the loose ball. They've capitalized in the right areas. They've kept almost 70% of possession. Can't win a game if you can't score tries, and you can't score tries if you don't have the ball. So Free State Cheetahs keeping a textbook, executing perfectly.
Dion Badenhurst comes into the field, as well as Luyolo Dapula. When he was at NMU, I was told he benched the most in the team, so he brings on some strength. Interesting to see how the scrum battles will be going.
Give me an honest picture. Let's go. Okay, so show me a good picture up, then I'll deal with it. Although nice enough. Crouch. 5. 6.
And Sonwabo Majola is coming to the field at scrum half. Smallest player on the field, 69 kilograms, 168.
Tackle.
He played 10 at school, but then made the move to 9 at senior level. Once again, he works it out. Now he passes it to Zono, did exceptionally there. Passed it off his bootstraps. Dukisa runs onto it. Penalty for the Elephants.
Well, it goes the EP Elephant side this time, and it is for offsides. There's one way to let the EP Elephants back into this game. It's by having ill discipline on defense.
Thank you. So he's going to stay on.
So you can clearly see he's offsides and way in front of the last man's feet.
And that is the Eagles side, Southwestern Districts. They're playing in the game after this. So the great news is this is going to be one of the best Sundays of all time for Sports Zimbabwe Academy taking on the Eagles. And if you have any interest in football, the EPL final Sunday will also be played on your channel of champions. So the action will continue as Giant Mkyanda exits the field. And once again, a reminder that SuperSport Challenge was brought in last year. It has rolling substitutions. So if a player exits, it doesn't mean it's him done for the day. Zono, Dukisa, April still going. Great turn of place from him. He's turning 29 next month.
17.
Well, still going the way of the Elephants.
Well, the EP Elephants are dangerous with ball in hand. Saw the number 8, Reinhard van Wyk. He's done very well. How brilliantly has Zingisa April played since he's come onto the pitch. Played at the Griffins and at Free State before this, so brilliant run from him, breaking the line. Can the EP Elephants keep that up? Pinpoint kick from Tabeni Tukisa.
Six, gents. One out. No. You're not going to tell me 6 and then claim 5. So adjust 5 then. 5, adjust. Thank you.
Now, the opportunity coming for the Elephants. Lungisa takes it. Rolling more, I think it's in the hands of Reinhard van Wyk. Pushing forward, looking to walk it over. Just short they go down. Backline players calling for it.
Luvuyo Pupuma having a conversation, a little debate with Ruhan Meiring, the referee. And it's still continuing. Just trying to understand how they lost that ball, and how they lost that ball is the EP Kings brought the ball into the maul. They weren't able to get it out. It's a turnover and brilliantly defended by the Cheetahs. The afternoon gets a little longer and a little tougher for the EP Elephants now.
Crouch. 5. Sit.
Baden Horst fielded, and that was a repugnant scrum, really messy, but it turns out the way of the Cheetahs.
That time is scrumming inward. EP Elephants haven't been able to sort out the problems they've had at scrum time, and Cheetahs get out of jail free, but they don't get it out.
Do not get it out, and Tristan Fourie, the man nicknamed the Stepper. Oh! Runs into Tapula, carries on going though, he had the momentum. Majola. Oh, Dukisa, he's been electric today. Every time he comes into the ball, it would be hard to believe that he's 30. Just youthful. Well juggled there. Majola. Welemu wrapped up. Dukisa again bringing acerbic pace and stepping into this game. Lungisa. Game starting to come alive now. And senses that there's been a bit of confidence brought in to the Elephants. Van Wyk. Come out. That was good thinking from Diego Williams. Over the top. A bit isolated is Ati Mainje. Product of Grey High. And Johannes Venter came in and trouble, and what? A bit of pace from the Dion Badenhorst, but they are called back.
Almost. Ruhan Meiring, the referee, look how perfectly placed he is though for this. Calls it immediately. Cheetahs are starting to look dangerous. But again, EP Elephants pass it out wide. No one goes in support. Players isolated. The first man who can get there is Luvuyo Pupuma. He does brilliantly to work and get out there wide, but he's one man. It's not enough. The Cheetahs have been working the numbers, going through the phases really well in the way they attack and control themselves at ruck time.
some attention. We did mention it is quite warm out there today. I mean, rugby these days means players play throughout the year, and they will be accustomed to warmer conditions than this. And this man, Reinhard van Wyk, he's played a lot of rugby in France, but it's actually Diego Williams, who played for Gardens Rugby Club in Uitenhage. In 2014, when Gardens beat Progress in the Eastern Cape Super 12 competition, he was a man of the match. So he is an example of a player who's come up through the club systems in the Eastern Cape.
We go scrum.
I've been impressed with him today. He's worked hard off the ball.
I'm happy.
EP Elephants just needed a bit more of that. I think a few too many players standing and expecting to run with the ball. I want ball in hand. You need those donkey workers. Cheetahs have had plenty of those, and scoreboard is telling.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Majola feeds, receives. Dukisa. Rokoua. Some stunning pace coming in from Mayinje. He loses control. Cheetah's keen to keep it going. Mayinje coming in with the tackle on Darren Adonis. Adonis wears spectacles, a bit like Clark Kent being Superman when he's playing well. And also a product of Oakdale down the road.
Vonich over now. Leave him.
Badenhorst. Badenhorst, he's looking pretty meaty, I must say. When he first ran onto the field, I thought he was a forward. And showing his strength with the handoff there. Visa breaks through. He's looking for the pass, goes down with it. Right decision, I think, to hold on to it rather than give it 50-50. Adonis flips it out. Stapelberg. Mafura. What a turn of pace he has.
Off now, leave it.
I think it was Badenhorst had a little bit of trouble keeping up with him. Having just talked about his bulk. Still going though. Badenhorst feeds Quinton Forster.
No, leave.
Badenhorst deft, little pass. Staying alive still. Cheetahs today have had so many phases. Now 5 meters out.
Play on, counter-ruck's good.
Regrouping. An error robs him, well, not robs him, but deprives him of a try.
Brilliant work coming from the substitute, number 18, Anele Lungisa. And that's what the EP Elephants have needed in this game. Someone who's going to attack the rucks, make it difficult, not too easy. There's the debatable forward pass. Play carried on. Look at what happens when this ball... So Anele Zingisa is able to just make a nuisance of himself at ruck time. It gets a little bit scrappy. Cheetahs unable to get it out of the last ruck. So the EP Kings get the scrum. Baltina comes on now for Mihlali Mpafi. Hasn't had too much of a bad game. But watch out for Baltina. Very good substitute. He's got some Pro 14 experience for the Kings.
Here we go, James.
Quite an energetic player. EP Elephants will need that now. See now the Cheetahs were happy to play from deep within their 22. Looking at how the EP Elephants are now lined up and the score line, you might feel they have to come up with something.
I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to seeing Baltina run onto it. He was a real leader for NMU this season. One of the players who put their hands up. Joe van Wyk as well, who came onto the field at number 17, also had a good season with them.
Fine.
Baltina nicknamed Dane Coles. Perhaps we'll see why. Majola. Dukisa. Mayinje had some work to do to take the pass. Quitted himself well. Lovely pass inside from Reinhard van Wyk. mentioning earlier, Van Wyk played a lot of his rugby in France. Several different club sides there. Willemu with the offload. Taken quickly by Lungisa. Gets out the pass. That man, Themba Baltina.
Leave it, you offline.
And the hands from Baltina. EP Elephants remain in possession.
Off free side, leave it.
Van Wyk. He decides he's going to run. Tapula involved in bringing him down now. Majola pumps it out. And I think that was accidental, yeah, or rather obstruction.
That's a close 50-50 call. But Ruan Meiring, I think, gets it right. You can't take a player who's a potential defender out and on that short line. That's what the EP Elephants player does. So just not going the way of EP Elephants. Tristan Fourie. I think Ruan Meiring got it right.
Yeah, looking at the replay, I think that is the right play. As the oncoming Elephants player took out 2 defenders from the Cheetahs. And back from the naughty bin is Richmond Gora, having had time to think about his wrongs, as well as a host of players for the Cheetahs. I think they've brought on 3 players. The captain to the youngster Keenan Murray. There, Huggett. Oh, almost sneaked it through. Slight possession though. But a player was coming in from the side. So another opportunity now for the Cheetahs.
So they go for touch again. The way most of these sides are coached is for them to not compete on their 5, rather wait and try to defend the maul.
Murray again. Player who received it bashed back. Cheetahs now on their feet again, moving forward, 5 meters out. De Boot. Another pod smashes it up. Badenhorst, hands on it, gives it to Tapula. Cheetahs looking good now. Stapelberg throws the dummy, he's over! Did he have grounding? And it appears he did. That is a try for the Cheetahs. And Stapelberg's 2nd of the day.
Through the phases, knocking on the door. Patience is the name of the game. And the meaty Stapelberg gets it right on the line. Still so much work to do. But he gets it right, and just too easy for the Cheetahs.
Score's now starting to get a bit frightening for the EP Elephants. Still 15 minutes left to play. Stapelberg now trying to add 2.
30 seconds.
He's going to have to rush it.
No, he didn't start.
Heard the referee telling him he's got a matter of seconds. Will the ball hold? Had to rush it, but keep on talking about his experience. That was a kick under different sorts of pressure.
He's in fine form, isn't he? And although he has EP Elephants all over him, he still shows strength, presence of mind. He has the skills to jot it down with one hand. It's good play from the Cheetahs. But it's those pods you were speaking about, Anton Taylor. They're getting it through the pods so perfectly. It's perfectly set. The technique is right at ruck time, and it allows them to get through the phases with ease.
So now restarts. And now you can see the effect of the wind coming into play. That ball boomeranged back a bit. And oh, we don't often see a falcon. But there we have Stapelberg right in the kisser.
He was not expecting that, was he? Take a look. Unfortunate. Coming from another backline player. Don't blame Stapelberg for being surprised. But what a take off the kickoff. Paying off the Cheetahs, showing such purpose in their structures.
Fine. Sit. No. No. Let's set it straight now. There we go. Sit up straight, please. Let's go. Sit up straight. Let's go. Guys, you're not square. I need you forward. Forward. Look at where you are sitting up. You are sitting up to the left and you to the left. Move over. Thank you, much better.
Good to see Diego Williams giving some words of encouragement to Johan van Wyk.
Sit. Steady. Move in.
Majola takes it quickly, darting forward. Gets out the pass. Good take from just Diego Williams, I believe. But however, Visa takes it, shrugs off, runs, does it all. He's had a good game, I think. Badenhurst back to a composed Stapelberg. Sends it to Mikey Buerta. Studied quantity surveying at NMU. Breaks through. And I'll tell you, Zingisa April did well to take that. April went on a rugby exchange program to England. And he made 4 appearances for a side and scored 5 tries in that period. Ati Mayinje showing the pace he's been displaying all day. Luvuyo Papuma. St. Benedict's boy he is. Baltina loses it forward. Cheetahs, I can tell you, they're keen to keep it running. Adonis into the fray. Runs laterally and into some large men.
Well, that's one thing they've done immaculately. The double hit. Made some impressive double hits, the EP Elephants on the Cheetahs, and they were holding out against those dangerous pods. Too many knock-ons. Kept it too loose. And when you're unable to execute or put pressure on the side when you're in the 22, capitalize on your possession and territory gains, frustration starts to come around and you're just unable to really stick to those structures at the latter parts of the game, which is where the EP Elephants seem to be struggling now. And Free State Cheetahs are starting to flourish having done that. It becomes easier as the game goes by. The captain, Giant Mkanda, a legend. He's played for so many different sides, the Lions, SWD, the Pumas, the Sharks, Kings.
Fudge, I want to ask you a question. There are 3 players at the moment all receiving attention for cramp. For many of the players who, or many of our spectators, wouldn't have got cramp in their life, have you had it? What is it essentially?
Oh, well, you see the people enjoying themselves out here. That is the lactic acid, and what happens out here is the field is very soft. This field is quite soft. There's a lot of grass underground, and it's very difficult for you pulls your muscles as your togs stick in the grass. So on pitches like this with thick grass, beautiful to fall down on, great to have a picnic on, very difficult to keep running for 80 minutes.
Crouch.
And great to see that our spectators are not suffering from cramp at all. This really is a wonderful vibe in Almeida Stadium. And the crowd has turned out. There was a beautiful club game earlier. And as we mentioned, SW Eagles will be playing the Zimbabwe Academy afterwards. So just a really beautiful day out in Mossel Bay. The ocean behind us. A faint breeze coming off the sea. And essentially the home team facing off against our friends from north of the border. Doing some push-ups there, the boys. I think that was a downward dog, in fact. Very impressive to see that introduced.
Perfect technique.
Crouch.
Proved by the yogi, Fudge Mabeta. Now, with 12 minutes left, another messy scrum sees a penalty.
Just not getting it right in that front row. Not sure it's Luvuyo Pupuma's fault individually. Probably the entire tight five not getting their timing right. Johan van Wyk, he's come off the bench.
Just collapsing it.
Just unable to withstand the pressure coming from the Cheetahs, and that takes a full tight five. In fact, a full pack of 8. Cohesion essential in this game of rugby. Cheetahs have done well.
And quite an exciting moment as Lubabelo Dobela has come onto the field. He's not in the fly of birth, however, but he had a brilliant Varsity Cup. Really excited to see what he can do. As the Cheetahs now continue what they've been doing all day, bashing it up, forming the pods, working it out. Stapelberg beats the first offender,
backwards, play on.
and the pass goes awry. But Puma did well to snaffle it up, but once again, like a yo-yo, changes possession. And Ruan Meyering slows it down. We're going to have a scrum.
So there are about 7 minutes left now in this game. Hasn't been going the way of the EP Elephants. They'll want to finish off this game feeling good about themselves at least, so they're not going to give up. But they still have to get things right at this scrum.
Crouch. 5. 6.
You see a bit of the crowd that's turned out. Bearing in mind on the right of your picture is a large stadium. Big marching forward scrum from the Cheetahs, much like a tank. Badenhorst bashes it up. Someone else is going to have to come into scrum half. Or rather, the Cheetahs opt to pick and go. And well, the Elephants had said, hey, we're going to bash up the students in the front, but it's been the Cheetahs, I think, have really brought it in with the forwards today, as Alandre Huggett wrestled to the ground. De Boer still going the way of the Cheetahs. I think they'll probably put this to boot. Fancy their chances with the line out.
Well, when you've conceded almost 11 penalties just for being offside, it is going to cost you. It'll cost you possession, it'll cost you territory. And against this Free State Cheetah side, it'll cost you points. Stapelberg's boot has been almost perfect.
6. There's the ball.
Murray, as he's been doing all day, takes it at the front. Van Niekerk. And he lost it there.
Cheetahs unable to capitalize there. Mistakes are starting to increase now on the Cheetahs side. Very comfortable with a 30-point lead. It's actually worked the other way around, where the EP Elephants would have thought they could bully this young Cheetahs side. The Cheetahs keeping to their structures and with those pods with the forwards have absolutely dominated.
Bind. Sit.
Taken off the back. Oh, brilliant pace. Bulleted through the hands. Rokaua gets out the hand of, now we see it, Melikaya Rokaua. Brilliant place. Eventually it's Van Niekerk who takes him down, but a run like that has the ability to really change a game. The score difference is at the moment, it won't do that today, but looking forward to seeing more of Rokaua in the future. Dobela, who's playing fullback, gets a little run. Dapula.
They're never good.
It's been stolen, Van Wyk. Oh, a filthy handoff.
No, 12.
He was on that man, Dobela. Welcome to the tier above Varsity Cup, son. Rokaua, he just loves those sort of basketball passes. Mikey put.
No, leave.
Oh, and good to see Dobela undeterred by the handoff. It was him that took him down. Linokushla Walemu.
Killing the contest.
And suspects it'll be taken quickly. And yeah, this wind really is picking up now.
2 minutes, James.
If you want to know how windy it is here, just take a look at how that kick went. So the EP Elephants starting to look a little bit better when they have ball in hand, able to get through the phases, but still not supporting each other at ruck time. Look at that wind.
And Zono's kick
Let's go,
really
James.
bananaed. To the front it goes. Walemu, who was playing for Border
Same ball.
a few years ago. First game I ever commentated, in fact. Now, Reinhard van Wyk. At pace, Dapula came onto it. Still, the Elephants in possession. Can they get one more try? It'll be their first of the second half. Tianda, the captain, with the hands. Second time today I've seen him with a really deft pass. So more than just a big, imposing frame he is. Now juggled, turned over. Dapula, Stoppelberg. Van Niekerk, Dobela. Badenhorst cleans up. Ulengo. He goes down. Rokaua was warned off there. Bashed up by the front row forward. Dapula. Rokaua getting involved nicely at these rucks.
No, 19.
Good to see the man bringing that element to his side. De Jager. What a line! Goodness me, Marnus van der Merwe. Hands off! This is going to be a try he will savor forever. Marnus van der Merwe, like a bat out of hell, demolishes the Eastern Province defense and displays the pace of a winger.
Wow. Well, we said, look at that flat pass. Doesn't get any better than that. Perfectly timed Anders line from Marnus van der Merwe. And that's just lazy coming in from Tristan Fourie. But what a finish from the man. You wouldn't believe he played hooker.
Oh, it's taken its toll. Looks like he's just finished the comrades.
Now I do believe he played hooker.
Well deserved. And a beautiful way for him to end off the game. Fudge, what have you made of the game?
Look, the Cheetahs just came out and showed purpose in their structures. They kept to their structures, they kept their shape, they were patient, they were much better disciplined, and the EP Kings just seemed like they weren't getting anything right.
Stapelberg with his final attempt of the day, unsurprisingly slots it over, and what a fine day it was for him, and a fine day for the Cheetahs. As my colleague Fudge Mabeta said, the Cheetahs just today the more structured side. The first half started off very closely contested, and ultimately the structure, the pods used of the Cheetahs, giving them the victory. And at full time at Mossel Bay, Free State defeat EP Elephants 49 points to 12.